Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that completely changed the trajectory of my life. The single best investment you can ever make. It's not in stocks, not in real estate, and definitely not in some fleeting trend. It's the investment in yourself. There's a powerful quote that says, "Invest in yourself first. It pays the highest interest." I used to hear that and think, yeah, sure, sounds nice. But I didn't truly understand what it meant. I used to be stuck. I was working a job that paid the bills, but drained my soul. Every day felt like a repeat of the last. I was waiting for something to happen, for someone to give me a break, for the perfect opportunity to just fall into my lap. I was investing my time, my energy, my very life force into things that gave me almost nothing back. My bank account was okay, but my happiness account was severely overdrawn. I was scrolling through social media, seeing other people living these exciting lives, and I felt a mix of jealousy and despair. I thought they were just lucky. But one day, something shifted. I was reading a book, and a line jumped out at me. It wasn't even the main point of the chapter, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. It said, "You are your greatest asset." It sounds so simple, right? But think about it. Everything you achieve, every relationship you build, every dollar you earn, it all flows through you. Your skills, your knowledge, your health, your mindset. That's the engine that drives your entire life. If that engine is sputtering and running on fumes, how can you expect to get anywhere exciting? That was my light bulb moment. I realized I had been neglecting my most important asset. I was treating myself like a depreciating car, just trying to get a few more miles out of it before it broke down. I decided right then and there to change my strategy. I started to see myself not as a finished product, but as a high-growth startup. My startup needed funding, not just of money, but of time and effort. So what did this investment look like? It wasn't about quitting my job and backpacking through Europe, as tempting as that sounded. It started small. My first investment was in knowledge. Instead of binge-watching another series after work, I started reading. I read books on personal development, communication, finance, and subjects I was just curious about. I invested an hour a day into learning. It cost me almost nothing, just a library card and some discipline, but the returns were immediate. I started thinking differently. I saw new possibilities. Next, I invested in my skills. I was interested in graphic design, but I always told myself I wasn't creative enough. That was just a limiting belief. I found an affordable online course. It was tough at first. I was clumsy, my designs were terrible, and I wanted to quit a dozen times. But I reminded myself this was an investment. I was depositing effort into my skill bank. Slowly but surely, I got better. That skill didn't just give me a new hobby. It boosted my confidence in ways I couldn't have imagined. It taught me that I could learn new things, that my abilities weren't fixed. Then came the big one. I invested in my health. For years, I had been running on caffeine and sugar, sleeping poorly, and telling myself I was too busy to exercise. It was a lie. I wasn't too busy. I just didn't make it a priority. I started with a 20-minute walk every day. Then I started preparing healthier meals. The change was profound. I had more energy, I could think more clearly, my mood improved. Investing in my physical well-being paid dividends in every single area of my life. It was like upgrading my entire operating system. I also invested in my network and my mindset. I started going to local meetups related to my interests. It was terrifying at first, walking into a room full of strangers. But I met people who were passionate, driven, and supportive. Their energy was contagious. I also started practicing gratitude and mindfulness. Instead of focusing on what I lacked, I focused on what I had. This simple shift in perspective rewired my brain for positivity and resilience. Now, let's talk about the interest, the return on this investment. It wasn't overnight. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-life-rich strategy. The first dividend was confidence. Every book I read, every skill I learned, every workout I completed was a vote of confidence in myself. I started to believe in my own ability to handle challenges. The next dividend was opportunity. As my skills and knowledge grew, new doors started to open. A freelance design project came my way because of that online course. A promotion opportunity at work opened up, and because I had been working on my communication skills, I nailed the interview. These weren't luck, they were the direct result of the seeds I had planted months earlier. I wasn't waiting for opportunities anymore. I was creating them. And the biggest dividend of all? Fulfillment. For the first time, I felt like I was in the driver's seat of my own life. I wasn't just reacting to what happened to me. I was proactively building the life I wanted. The sense of purpose and joy that comes from that is priceless. It's an inner wealth that no one can ever take away from you. Think about it like this. If you put $100 into a savings account, you might get a couple of dollars back in a year. But if you invest that $100 into a book or a course that teaches you a skill that earns you thousands, what's the return on that? It's exponential. If you invest an hour a day into your health, you're not just adding an hour to your day. You're adding more energy, clarity, and quality to every single one of your waking hours. So, I want to ask you, what is one small investment you can make in yourself today? Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Can you take 15 minutes to go for a walk? Can you sign up for a free webinar on a topic that fascinates you? Can you listen to an educational podcast on your commute instead of just music? Can you take 5 minutes to meditate or write down 3 things you're grateful for? Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you have more money or more free time. Start where you are, with what you have. Your future self is begging you to. Every small deposit you make into your personal growth account will compound over time, yielding returns you can't even fathom right now. You are your most valuable asset. Treat yourself like it. Fund your own startup. Because the interest it pays is a richer, more vibrant, and more fulfilling life. That's a return that's truly priceless. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with you, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content to help you build your best life. I'd love to hear in the comments below, what is one way you're going to invest in yourself this week? Let's inspire each other. Until next time, keep growing.